Hello, everyone. Welcome, and thank you so much for joining us today. My name is Jackie. I am an Education Account Manager here at Committee for Children, and let's get started. So, welcome. We are talking about our second step for early learning, improved behavior, improved learning. And we're so glad that you are taking the next hour or so with us to learn more about our program. So before we get started and I pass it off to our presenter, I want to give you a look at today's agenda. We'll begin with introductions and a little bit about Committee for Children and the work that we do. Next, we'll talk about the role of social emotional learning and self-regulation skills in early learning environments and how it supports kindergarten readiness, long-term success into young adulthood, and in early childhood development. We'll go through the second step for early learning program and its components. We'll show some video examples of the program and talk about how it's taught. We'll briefly cover additional child protection unit for early learning as well. And then we're going to end our time together with the resources we've created to help you and support you during this COVID-19 pandemic. And of course, leave time for question and answers. So now, please welcome our presenter, Kira Rhodes, who will take it away from here.
Thank you, Jackie. I appreciate the introduction. My name is Kira, and I'm an Education Partnerships Manager here at Committee for Children. I help promote social emotional learning and support our school districts and organization partners with all of their second step needs. I'm really excited to be here with you today to talk to you a little bit more about our second step early learning program. But before we do that, I'd like to share with you a little bit more about our organization, Committee for Children. We are a nonprofit based in Seattle, Washington, with a mission to foster the safety and well-being of children through social emotional learning. We are pioneers leading the field with our uniquely comprehensive approach, using solid research and connections to experts in the field to bring resources to schools and districts that make a difference in the lives of students, schools, and communities. We're also leaders in advocacy, helping pass policies and legislation to support SEL, bullying prevention, and child protection at the state and federal levels. If you're interested in advocacy work, it's really easy to join us. Just visit our Committee for Children website at cfchildren.org to learn more. In Committee for Children, we are best known for Second Step, a family of programs that represent a holistic approach to building more supportive communities for every child through social emotional learning, child protection, and bullying prevention. As you can see, when you put the child at the center, it's clear that moving beyond the classroom is a natural next step to support their social emotional needs. That's why we're expanding into new programs, including our K-5 out of school time program that launched just this last August, and coming soon, our social emotional learning for adults program that's launching next year. Beginning our work in 1979, we have more than 40 years of experience and impact. This year, our programs will reach more than 16.5 million children in all 50 states. We are incredibly proud to reach this many children and positively impact communities in the U.S. and around the world. We also know that we couldn't do that without the dedicated teachers and counselors that deliver our programs each and every day. So I would like to personally say thank you for all of your efforts to help make our mission a reality. As an organization, we believe and practice our motto, grow kinder, in all the ways that we can to support schools, districts, and community-based organizations to grow kinder too. With that, let's get started on our topic today. Why SEL is important in early childhood. With kindergarten readiness being a typical goal and often a big part of an early learning teacher's job, let's start with this question. What skills do kids need to be ready for school and life? When we ask that of kindergarten teachers, they agree. Aspects of self-regulation, like controlling impulses and following directions, are more important for school readiness than academic aspects like letter knowledge. Unfortunately, kindergarten teachers report that over half of their students start school lacking self-regulation skills. So what is self-regulation? It is the ability to monitor and manage emotions, thoughts, and behaviors. It's what helps children focus their attention on learning when they might be distracted by others, upset by a problem, or excited about an upcoming event. The ability to self-regulate helps children get along better with teachers and their peers. To help us understand the important role that self-regulation plays in early childhood, I'd like to share a short video that explains.
Successful people have strong self-regulation skills. They use them every day. The skills help them consciously direct, sustain, and shift their attention when necessary. They help them monitor and manage their thoughts, behavior, and emotions in this complicated world of ours. 3 of the self-regulation skills, known as executive function skills, are cognitive. These are used to monitor and manage attention, thoughts, and behavior. A 4th self-regulation skill is the ability to monitor and manage emotions. These skills are not inborn, but they are teachable, and we depend on them every day, especially when the going gets rough. Just like adults, when students are upset or angry, it's hard for them to use their executive function skills because their strong emotions take over. This can also make it difficult for them to listen, remember rules, and stay focused on learning. So, learning to monitor and manage emotions allows students to recognize their strong feelings and use strategies to calm down. Then, they can use their executive function skills again. And research shows students with strong self-regulation skills have higher academic achievement and are less likely to act in impulsive or aggressive ways, or to withdraw when overwhelmed. They're also more likely to get along well with others and have strong social skills. Students with poor self-regulation skills can have emotional and behavioral problems and academic trouble and are more likely to be expelled from school, starting as early as preschool. When students learn and practice self-regulation skills, they can build academic achievement, social competence, and positive growth throughout their lives.
And so self-regulation is foundational for school success in that it helps children navigate structured learning environments, avoid distractions, pay attention, stay on task, and persist through difficult activities. Research suggests that children with strong self-regulation skills in preschool and elementary school also score higher on measures of achievement. Early self-regulation is associated with long-term academic achievement, such as high school and college completion. And as you know, the preschool years are an important time in child development. The research shows that preschoolers experience sizable growth in the prefrontal cortex, which is the brain region most closely linked to self-regulation skills. And the strong self-regulation lays the groundwork for school achievement. Considering this, it is not surprising that the ability to self-regulate during preschool represents an important foundation for school readiness. If ever there's a time that you wonder about whether or not to spend effort or using funding to invest in teaching kids these skills, it's right now in preschool. And self-regulation skills also play an important role in building social and emotional competence, another essential ingredient for a successful transition to school. Children who can self-regulate have skills that help them manage their emotions and behavior and interact successfully with others, all elements of social and emotional competence. I'm going to play another video that we created to help explain what social and emotional learning skills are and why they're important.
There's a lot of talk these days about SEL, social emotional learning. But what exactly is it? Social emotional learning is the process of learning social and emotional skills, and it's just as important as learning reading or math. This learning process is most effective when it begins early and continues through high school. Social emotional skills are essential for success in school, work, and life. With SEL, students learn to manage their own emotions and behaviors, have empathy and show care and concern for others, solve problems effectively, make responsible decisions, and maintain healthy relationships. Students learn to recognize what's happening inside them and to be aware of their emotions, which helps them deal with strong emotions and impulsive behaviors. It helps them stop, take a breath, and think about a situation before acting. Students learn to identify others' emotions and perspectives, which helps them empathize and show compassion, no matter who they are or what their background is. It's not difficult to imagine how this is important in the classroom and in life. Students learn to solve problems in peaceful ways and communicate assertively about what they need or want. This helps them get along with other students and get the help they need from adults. When students learn to make responsible decisions about their lives and their future, things can turn out better. Research shows social-emotional learning makes a difference. Students who participate in SEL do better academically, have improved attitudes and behaviors, and act in delinquent or disruptive ways less often. In the United States, students with strong social-emotional competence are twice as likely to earn a college degree and nearly 50% more likely to graduate from high school and have a full-time job by age 25. Just as important, students who are socially and emotionally competent have more friends. This means they're more likely to feel connected to school and do well, and less likely to be left out or bullied. Simply put, by participating in social-emotional learning, students learn the skills to succeed in every facet of school and the rest of their lives.
Alrighty, I hope you found that video helpful. Just a reminder, that is on our Second Step YouTube channel. And it's a wonderful resource to share with your families or your staff when you're speaking about social-emotional learning or introducing the concept. But children coming from early learning programs and beginning kindergarten with social-emotional competence are more likely to be successful at transitioning into school, developing positive attitudes about school, and achieving higher academic grades in elementary school, which is why it's so important for us to begin teaching these skills before they get into kindergarten. And yet, unfortunately, many children do not have the basic self-regulation and social-emotional skills necessary for a successful transition to school, or even to be successful in preschool. In the short term, children with these skill deficits experience high rates of expulsion from preschool classrooms. In the long term, they are at greater risk for high rates of expulsion, especially in preschool, low academic achievement, peer rejection or behavioral problems, and finally, delinquency and criminal behavior. And now for the good news. Self-regulation and SEL can be taught. And the even better news is that you are likely teaching them all the time in the ways you redirect students, how you guide their behavior, even when you're playing games. More good news is that a number of interventions have been shown to significantly improve children's SEL competency and self-regulation skills, like the Second Step program. In fact, the Second Step program for early learning showed in a recent study that children who received the Second Step early learning program had significantly better end of preschool executive function skills than students who did not receive the program. We know that these skills form a foundation for self-regulation. They help bolster children's social emotional skills and ultimately help prepare preschoolers for a better transition to school. For more information on this study, we have a blog article on cfchildren.org, and the actual study itself can be found on the research page of secondstep.org. And here's a visual to break down these skills a little further. Paying attention is being able to direct, focus, and shift attention while screening out or ignoring distractions. Using memory is being able to remember and use information such as teacher's directions or rules of a game. Controlling behavior is able to stop automatic but inappropriate responses or actions, such as shouting out, grabbing a toy, and so on. And so let's go ahead and talk a little bit more about the Second Step Early Learning Program. And now that we have a better understanding of self-regulation, executive function, and social-emotional competence, let's dive right in and learn how we can help support your earliest learners. So the program is built on this model. In order to build self-regulation and social-emotional skills, it's important to start with a good foundation of executive function skills, which are those specific skills that support self-regulation. Executive function and self-regulation skills then in turn support the development of social-emotional skills. And Second Step is designed as a universal classroom-based program to increase children's school readiness and social success and decrease problem behaviors. It does this by building children's self-regulation skills and social-emotional competence. Universal means it's for all children, not just those with obvious difficulties with social-emotional skills. And the Second Step program for early learners is an SEL program designed for typically developing 4-year-olds, but it also works well in multi-age classrooms with 3- and 4-year-olds. If you're familiar with the previous edition of the curriculum, which catered to pre-K and kindergarten, the Second Step Early Learning program is designed specifically for early learning preschool. You may also notice in this photo that the color of the box you might have looks different. Not to worry. If you have a green box, you do have the most current version. If you have different puppets, as long as you have the people puppets, you have the most current version. Focusing on social emotional development is something early childhood teachers already do every day, but the value of a program is that it provides you all with a common language and a clearly identified set of social emotional skills with consistent strategies. My next video gives you a quick look at what comes in the curriculum kits.
The Second Step Early Learning program has 28 weekly themes, divided into 5 units. Each weekly theme features short, daily activities that can fit easily into your day. The program integrates a variety of learning strategies, such as puppets, story and discussion, skill practices for small groups and the whole class, brain builder games that develop executive function skills, songs written to well-known melodies, and visual aids. There are 28 take-home activities for families to do together. You can also get program materials, helpful videos, and planning resources on the web. In this one box, you have all the materials you need to teach young kids self-regulation and social-emotional skills.
Alrighty, well, I hope you enjoyed that. It gives you a little bit more sense of what is in your program. And in total, there are 5 units in the Second Step Early Learning program. Again, those are skills for learning, empathy, emotion management, friendship and problem-solving skills, and transitioning to kindergarten. I'll start with how the units each teach self-regulation and then how the units teach social-emotional skills. And these are the 3 areas in Second Step program that directly develop self-regulation skills. Brain builders develop executive function skills, skills for learning, listening, focusing attention, using self-talk, and emotion management, identifying and calming down strong feelings. And one of the most important parts of the program are the brain builders. And although they appear to be simple games, they are carefully designed to specifically develop executive function skills in an implicit and fun way. They have specific rules and steps. There are increasing challenges for every game to specifically work children's attention, memory, or inhibitory control a little more. They need to be played at least once a day. Executive function skills are developed through consistent practice and increasing challenge. And they help children understand that their brains get stronger and smarter with the practice and effort. This understanding is called a growth mindset, the belief that abilities can be developed through dedication and hard work rather than being fixed at birth. And they're rather fun. And in order for children to build their executive function skills, they need to be progressively challenged to use them. This slide shows typical ways challenges can be built into the games. As you play the games, you'll become familiar with their types of challenges and learn how to create your own. In the next video, there's an example of a brain builder in action. Watch how far the teacher increases the challenge in the game. And let's just migrate over to that video here.
Okay, guys, everyone put in your pot. This is the last day we're going to play Shapeshifter.
Oh, Shapeshifter.
Are you guys ready?
Oh, this is a fun one.
Okay. Okay, guys, when I say Shapeshifter,
Ready, Abigail?
this is our move.
Oh.
Okay.
I didn't have. Don't move yet.
Shapeshifter. Okay, friends.
That's right.
Hold the pose. Tell your brain to wait.
Okay, remember we keep them up.
Shapeshifter. Oh.
You can't trick us.
I'm going to try and trick you. You guys moved. Okay, here comes the next one. Remember, tell your brains to hold your pose.
Hold my pose.
Yes, hold your pose. You can use your self-talk. You can say, hold my pose.
Hold my pose.
Okay, watch me and hold your pose. Shapeshifter. You guys did it. I think I need to get even trickier. Are you ready?
Yeah.
Hold your pose. Can I help you up, Chloe? I'm going to do 2 moves this time. Are you ready?
Yeah.
Okay, hold your pose.
Hold your pose, Ryan. We're still frozen.
Shapeshifter. Good. Let's try that one more time. I'm going to do 2 moves. Hold your pose. Remember, tell your brain to wait. Okay, you ready? Shapeshifter. You guys did it. Good job, friends. Everyone clap for yourselves. I can't trick you, but you guys are helping your brain to get stronger.
All right, I love watching our earliest learners in action. It always makes me smile. So now let's turn our attention to the other social and emotional skills taught in the program. The program teaches social and emotional skills in these 3 areas: empathy, identifying others' emotions and showing care and concern; friendship skills, making and keeping friends; problem solving, using words to describe problems and thinking of safe solutions. All of these skills are important for students to be successful in the classroom, but also serve as a foundation for bullying prevention and success in life later on. And now let's take a closer look at the lessons themselves, the weekly theme cards. There are 28 of them, each with a 5-day plan of activities for each week. The column on the left provides information for you about the weekly theme. It includes the concept and objectives for the week. Each day's activity is focused on helping children be able to learn these concepts and demonstrate these objectives. Now let's take a look at the daily activities, which are scripted. The words you say are in bold type. Other instructions are in regular type. So day 1 is the puppet script. Day 2 is the story and discussion. Days 3 and 4 are skill practice. And day 5 is reading a book related to the weekly themes. The program includes fun songs that help reinforce and remind children of the skills. Songs can be sung every day at any time. The song icon tells you which song or songs to sing during the week. The Brain Builder icon tells you which Brain Builder to play each day of the week. The new Brain Builder is introduced every other week. Day 1 is the puppet script. It helps children practice the previous week's skills and introduce new ones. It takes about 5 to 7 minutes and can be done at group time. The puppets are referred to as girl and boy in the script, but one of the first things you need to do with your children before starting the program is to choose unique names for your 2 classroom puppets. Let's watch a puppet script being done in action. And before we dive into that, I'd like to point out in the video, the puppet script is done in its entirety. So the daily lessons can take very little time, and they are meant to be very easy to deliver.
Good work, friends. Okay, everyone, let's focus our attention. Everyone put on your attentoscopes. Chloe, can you put on your attentoscope?
Claire did it.
Let's put this down, please.
I did it.
Because our puppet friends are going to visit us today. Malia and Sam are going to visit us today. So let's welcome Malia. Oh, that's Sam. So last week, friends, you learned that repeating directions helps you remember them. Oh, I hear our friends. Let's listen. I just need to finish the top part of my tree and then I'll be done. Oh no! What am I going to do? What's wrong? There's no green paint. I need it for my picture. I'll help you look. I can't find it either. Let's ask a teacher. I don't know. I'm afraid to ask. Don't be scared. It's okay to ask. Teachers are here to help. Face the teacher and say in a strong, respectful voice, "Excuse me, will you help me find some green paint?" I can try that. I face the teacher and ask in a strong, respectful voice. Let me say it to myself so I remember. Hi guys, what's going on? I'm painting a tree. Sam helped me look, but we can't find any green paint. Will you help me find some? Malia, you asked for help in a strong, respectful voice, and that made it easy for me to know how to help you. I'll get the green paint from the cupboard. Here you go. Thank you. So friends, when Malia needed help, what did she do?
Ask the teacher.
Asked a teacher, and she used what kind of voice?
A strong voice.
A strong, respectful voice.
Alrighty, so again, just pointing out that that video demonstrates a puppet script in its entirety, and the lessons can take very little time and it's very easy to deliver. And day 2 is the story and discussion. It's a story and photo followed by discussion teaching more about the week's skills. Children are shown the front of the weekly theme card, which has a photo, while the teacher uses the script on the back of the card to lead the group in a discussion about the photo that fits in with the weekly theme. It takes about 5 to 7 minutes and can be done at group time. Woven throughout the discussion are research-based teaching strategies to maximize participation by all children. Our example is giving children time to think after you have asked the question and then calling on them at random. Days 3 and 4 are skill practice designed to be done with a small or large group, or to be integrated into a classroom activity, such as snack or mealtime. Each gives children supported practice of the skills for the week and is tied to the week's objectives. The skill practices are typically 5 to 7 minutes long, but can last longer if children are still engaged. So we're going to watch one of those videos so you can see the skill practice in action.
So today we are going to use our feeling cards again. We will think. What do we use to think?
Your brain.
Our brain. We're going to think about which feelings make our body comfortable and which one makes them uncomfortable. So let's see the first feeling.
Scared.
Scared. Can all of you make a scare face? Scare face. Let's see the next one.
Happy.
Happy face. There you go. You know that some feelings make our body feel comfortable and some of the feelings make our body feel uncomfortable. So now I'm going to name a feeling and you're going to put your thumbs up if that feeling makes your body comfortable. And you're going to put your thumbs down, Marguerite, if that feeling makes your body feel uncomfortable. Surprise! Thumbs up. How your body will feel when you're angry? Uncomfortable. And like Bersen was talking, his body feels uncomfortable when you feel angry or sad. And then how about your arms? You see there's a tense.
They feel down.
They feel down.
And they feel hard.
And they feel hard. Is that right when we feel like this to push or hit our friends? No, that's not nice.
We gotta be nice to our friends if we want more friends.
Another. That's thumbs up for you because you know what? You're making my body feel comfortable right now.
All right, and then day 5 is reading a book related to the weekly theme. There are 3 recommended books for each week, and the recommendations are on the book list available on secondstep.org, along with all the other online resources, which we'll have to take a closer look at later. And one of the teaching strategies that we've included in the program is designed to help give children the daily practice they need using this 3-step process before, during, and after any of your regular activities. Think ahead. Before an activity, ask children when they might be able to use their skills in the activity. Reinforce. During an activity, notice when children use program skills and give them specific feedback. In addition, model the skills and remind and coach children to use them during teachable moments. And think back. After an activity, have children think back and remember how and when they use those skills. And lastly, included in the program for more practice and to help children begin to use these skills outside of lesson time and encourage parents to use the skills is through the HomeLink activities that are sent home each week. HomeLinks have 3 parts. Lesson time tells families what the children have been learning. Playtime is a game for families to play with children to practice skills. Storytime has the week's photo and story with questions for families to discuss with children. Copies of every HomeLink in the Teaching Materials Notebook are also available for download as PDFs on secondstep.org, so you can email them home, and they're also available in Spanish on the website too. And although everything you need to teach the program is in the classroom kits, we also have an online resource center on secondstep.org with resources that can help teachers, program directors, and other staff become more familiar with the program and provide resources to others. Online, you will find teaching and implementation tools, video examples and classroom demos, those Spanish translations, staff training resources, digital versions of program resources, and family resources and tools to engage families. And based on client feedback, we created a streamlined, more cohesive way for program teachers, administrators, and families to access our web-based content. This content includes streaming lesson media, program training, and implementation tools. Each grade level, from early learning through grade 5, as well as our bullying prevention and child protection units, have an updated, easy-to-navigate lesson and training materials. Improved navigation. We've reorganized the Second Step online resources so that it's easier to find what you're looking for while still providing the content that is critical to teaching the program for the classroom and school-wide implementation. Lessons. Full lessons are available grade by grade. Each lesson opens to its own page with lesson resources that include prep, material, SLM, and lesson PDFs, and daily reinforcement material activities. All of the lesson scripts are now available for all units. And finally, training. In the training sections, you'll find the following improvements: updated trainings for bullying prevention unit and child protection unit, new certificate design, clearer directions, so what is required are additional, and ability to track total time spent across modules. And as we move forward together, I want to make sure I also mention that in addition to our social emotional learning second step program, we also have the child protection unit for early learners. That is designed to be taught hand in hand. I'll cover the child protection unit briefly to help you understand how the program works and how the two can work together to help kids feel safe, supported, and ready to learn while they're in preschool and beyond. The Child Protection Unit is a companion program or add-on unit to the Second Step program that is sold separately and can be taught together or on its own. The most important part of any child protection program is to train the staff. Staff have a very important role in the lives of students, especially little ones, to keep them safe from harm and to know what to do if they suspect something. Many states have mandated reporter trainings. This program training is far above those basic trainings and is included in this curriculum for no extra cost. The modules are between 60 and 90 minutes each. So Module 1 for school leaders, administrators and program directors audit the current student safety policies and create customized policies and procedures that may help reduce the risk in the school. And in Module 2, all staff who interact with children learn how to recognize indicators of abuse and neglect, respond to children who disclose abuse, and report abuse disclosures through realistic scenarios. And finally, Module 3, teachers and counselors learn to teach child protection unit lessons, engage families using the materials provided, and overcome discomfort, in particular with the topic of sexual abuse. And here's a look at those lesson topics. Easy to follow, scripted lessons, teach children personal safety skills using clear rules and age-appropriate materials in the same format as the second step SEL lessons. The lesson topics. Lesson 1, ways to stay safe. Lesson 2, the always ask first rule. Lesson 3, safe and unsafe touches. Lesson 4, the touching rule. Lesson 5, practicing staying safe. Lesson 6, reviewing safety skills. And I have a really quick video snippet to show you of an example of teaching the touching rule.
Remember that private body parts are the parts that are covered up by your bathing suit, okay? Is this a private body part? No. Is this a private body part? Is this a private body part?
No.
How about this? Is this a private body part? Is this a private body part?
No.
How about, is this a private body part? Yeah. And how about for girls? Just for girls. Is this a private body part? Yeah.
One last thing about the Child Protection Unit. As with any program or initiative you're working on in your schools, we know it's important that families understand what their children are learning. This is especially true with the subject as sensitive child sexual abuse. So we've created a comprehensive suite of parent materials to help keep parents informed and alleviate their anxiety. Similar to the second step SEL program for early learning, the Child Protection Unit includes family letters that provide an overview of the topics and skills students will be learning, and include an activation key to unlock family resources online at secondstep.org. Home links, homework assignments, students work with their parents to complete that correspond to each lesson and reinforce the skills and concepts at home. Home links can be copied from the student lesson notebook and sent home or accessed as PDFs on secondstep.org if you want to send them electronically or print them out. The family section of the Child Protection Unit pages on secondstep.org provide families with information about what their children are learning and why it's important. So with that, we're going to talk a little bit more about some additional resources to help support you in your efforts during this COVID-19 back to school experience, because we know this is a stressful time for students, families, and educators. Concerns about the short and long-term impacts of COVID-19 for students and schools are growing. So we've compiled and created some resources you can use to help young people learn the social emotional skills they need to get through these challenging events and cope with trying times. First, on our dedicated support page at secondstep.org, COVID-19 support, Jackie will share that link, our back to school resources, remote, hybrid, and in-person learning supports, online professional learning for educators, live webinars for program users, copyright permissions to live stream or record lessons through June 30th. On this page, we also provided links to some additional free resources to help support educators, children, and families. I'll share a few of them on the next few slides before we end our time today. As we continue to monitor this ever-changing situation, we'll provide more support addressing the needs of our community, our Second Step program users, and their students. So stay up to date on our digital resources. So please remember to check back as often as you can on the Second Step COVID-19 support page. And so getting started, one of the resources we're sharing is a 2021 suggested implementation plan, which shares with you some recommendations on how to prioritize content to best meet the needs of students and staff when your time is limited. And as I mentioned earlier, we are launching a social emotional learning for adults program next year in 2021. But in response to COVID-19, we've designed a program for you, the Resilience During Crisis module, and that is designed to strengthen leadership and staff knowledge about social emotional learning and deepen educator skills. So adult-facing content, there are 3 units, self-care, caring for each other, and student care. And there's also student-facing content. There's downloadable PowerPoints with lessons for grades K through 12, and they are adapted from Second Step lessons. General content as well as content focused specifically on the COVID-19 pandemic are addressed. But again, this is an open field test, so it is free to you to access. I would highly recommend it, as educator well-being has been a priority for many districts and organizations. I think this is a fantastic resource to be able to align with those recommendations. And then many of you might also be looking for resources to address racism for your students and in your programs. Since Committee for Children as an organization are not experts at anti-racist pedagogy, and Second Step is not an anti-racism curriculum, we've selected a few organizations that are experts that we feel confident can help you in your work. Teaching Tolerance, Facing History, and ourselves, and the Greater Good Science Center. I hope you'll take the time to explore these 100% free offerings. And in addition, we are in the midst of creating an anti-racism guide to the Second Step family of programs in partnership with Teaching Tolerance, and that'll be released sometime later this year. And then before we finish up, I want to share these last few resources you can find links to on our COVID-19 support page. Imagine Neighborhood is a really amazing podcast. It's an innovative way to help kids ages 4 to 9 and their families to work through some of the big things happening in their little lives with songs, games, and interactive and timely content. Season 1 is out and Season 2 is underway. Mindfulness resource called Mind Yeti. There's 15 free sessions available on YouTube. They're short 5-minute audio sessions to promote focus, calm, and gratitude, among other topics. And Captain Compassion, she is an amazing superhero. It's a bullying prevention resource available year-round, but new content created in October for Bullying Prevention Month. And lastly is our Hot Chocolate Talk website, which is a research-based guide to helping families and educators talk to children about child abuse and child sexual abuse. These conversations can be hard, but they can be easier with guidance to pour a cup of hot cocoa and begin. Finally, we encourage you to join the Second Step Educators community on Facebook. Here, you can connect with many educators dealing with issues similar to your own. You can ask questions of your peers, learn what's working for them, and share your own experiences. And so we'll have some time for questions and answers. I hope you enjoyed that video the program as much as we did. And Jackie, I'll let you take it from here.
Yes, I don't see many questions, but we'll use this time as an opportunity for folks to put their questions in the chat. A few people asked about how to adapt the early learning curriculum for a remote setting. So if you just want to kind of recap those resources.
Sure can. So again, I'm just going to go back here to the resources that we shared. So on the site currently, you can go to the COVID-19 website and take a look at those resources, but we do have an implementation suggestion plan, and that will help you navigate how to implement your current Second Step program, along with some recommendations on hybrid and virtual learning. And so you're sharing that link again, Jackie. And so I would recommend, again, taking a look at those resources. I think there's some very robust recommendations on how to apply social emotional learning in this environment. And in addition, Jackie, were there other questions?
Tina is wondering, she said she's preparing the Canvas if they do end up going remote, and she wants to know if she can link the videos, any videos. She knows about the recorded videos that are on our COVID-19 support page, and those, yes, absolutely. You can link to your families. Due to our copyright permissions, you are allowed to record the K-5, any elementary early learning lessons, and upload them as long as it's on a password protected site. So if your learning management system is only accessible through the school and the parents and the students, then yes, you can record yourself teaching the lesson and upload those, but you can't just upload it to YouTube or your public-facing website.
Great. And I will just share with you on that note as well. If you have any questions or you need to talk through that with someone, please connect with our client support team. They are wonderfully experienced in the programs, and they have been working really hard supporting our clients through this time. And they might be able to offer some suggestions or walk you through a little bit deeper what that might look like for your needs. So again, support@secondstep.org. Our call Monday through Friday, 6 a.m. to 4:30 at 800-634-4646. 4449, extension 1.
Lovely. I think that's it for questions on our end, Kira.
Well, we have just a few minutes. I will go ahead and share a success story, an early learning success story. So if anyone wants to hang out, we'll go ahead and share this, and hopefully you'll be inspired by the work that others are doing to support our early learners.
I personally think that every school should use a curriculum that teaches children social skills. As an educator, I always say what kind of legacy I want to leave behind. And I always say we should all leave behind a legacy that we feel proud of. That when we're not here any longer, we could see and feel that those children that we started from, they were 2, 3 years old, we gave them skills that they're going to use for the rest of their lives. They know how to make friends and maintain friends based on the lessons that are being taught throughout second step.
Tanaya, tell me, how do you feel today? That is angry? Why do you feel angry?
Because the people yelled at my mom.
The people where?
Because of the neighborhood that we live in, a lot of the children are growing up seeing violence. They want to be aggressive with their friends because that's what they're exposed to, that's what they're seeing. But with the second step program, we're teaching them the alternative. Do you want them to go and get your name tag and peel it off? No? How would it make you feel if they did that? Huh? Excuse me. It will make you feel sad. So I'm sure it will make your friends feel the same way too.
Using the tools, using the steps will make it a lot easier on the teacher, on the parent, even on the child. And that's something that they'll learn that they could use throughout their whole life, and it has made my classroom run really smoothly.
How your body will feel when you're angry? Uncomfortable. Is that right when we feel like this to push or hit our friends?
No.
No, that's not nice.
We gotta be nice to our friends if we want more friends.
Another.
One time, one of our students was upset over a toy, and he was getting really angry, and he started putting his fist, and I started naming the different parts of his body that he didn't look relaxed, and his face expression was showing me that he was angry. So I told him, what are the different steps that you can do to calm yourself down? And we went over putting our hands on our tummy, naming our feelings, and then to take those 3 deep breaths. And yeah, it actually worked. And that is something that I love about the program, that I see in a daily basis how the kids react to other kids, how they feel, maybe in the behaviors that they have, and how their choices affect others.
Can you guys pretend?
What I love about Second Step is that my daughter has been able to talk about all of her emotions. She's a lot more verbal. She will say, you know, Mommy, I'm having a good day, or Mommy, I'm having a bad day. And ever since she started the program, when I pick her up in the afternoons, you know, we drive and I'll ask her, you know, what are you feeling today? What did you learn today? What is different today? So even her telling me that has helped improve our relationship.
So people always ask me why I'm so passionate about Second Step and this curriculum. I have seen a lot of hurt with children. I've seen where in preschool programs, children start being kicked out of the classroom because they don't know how to regulate themselves, or they're hitting friends, but we didn't spend the time of teaching the skills that they need. So we expect for a 3 or 2-year-old, 4-year-old to know how to act when they don't even have the skill. And a simple curriculum, we start changing the way we teach, and we start changing the way we include these children within our classroom. And that is the tool that I want the teachers to have. So when they leave us, whatever we teach them is going to be for the rest of their life.
All right, so thank you again for joining us, for those that are still with us. Again, this presentation will be sent out post-event. Jackie, is there anything that you'd like to add?
No, I think we answered everyone's questions, and they're really excited about all of the resources.
Great. So you'll have those attached to your presentation. And again, thank you for joining us. It's the very best part of the work that we get to do, is to connect with you and help you support your students in their learning journey. Thanks again.
Bye.